Alright everybody, it's time for us to dive back into the Blue in the Face playthrough for Titanfall 2. We're going to rejoin Jack Cooper and his Titan BT-7274 and start blowing stuff up. Let's get started.
Major Anderson went this way. It could be a shortcut to the rendezvous point. I recommend we proceed.
Alright BT, I'll take your word.
Transferring controls to pilot. Watch our step.
Alright, I will try to watch our step, but we don't have feet. Alright, let's go.
What are we doing here, BT?
We must proceed through this facility and continue to the rendezvous point with Major Anderson. It is our only chance of survival.
What is this place?
Accessing files. Unknown.
Okay. Well, we did find a new Titan loadout for Scorch, so I'm going to equip that right away. The game is steadily feeding me new toys to play with.
This is Ash. Go ahead.
Kane is not responding. I think our militia pilot's trying to be a hero. He's got to be headed your way. Kill him.
Understood. Ash out.
Who's Blisk?
He is a war criminal, wanted by the militia, commonly employed by the IMC. Blisk was responsible for the death of my previous pilot, Captain Lastimosa.
Alright, well we definitely want to take Blisk out at some point during the campaign to get our revenge on him for killing Lastimosa. Because both BT and I have a reason to want to take him out. Now, what's going to be interesting here is to see whether or not the gameplay changes in any way, because we've basically seen everything that the game has to offer in terms of this is a Titan, this is a pilot. We know how Titanfall works, but now it's up to the developers to give us new ways to engage with existing mechanics, and Scorch is in a way giving us something new to play with. We have a new set of abilities. We can send that firewall on the ground. We can shoot out that canister, and we have a single-shot grenade launcher. We're a big, slow, chunky boy right now, and it feels very different from when we were playing Tone. And I'm also very bad at aiming these grenade launcher projectiles. But if I ADS, I can actually see the trajectory of the projectiles, though I don't know how effective this big boy will be at dealing with infantry, but we'll continue on and see if we can make something happen. Can I fit over here? Oh yeah, I can. But the reason it's a question of whether or not things are gonna stay spicy and stay fun is we could just keep going through generic wall running puzzles and generic you're in a big Titan stomping around and squishing infantry areas. But in an ideal set of circumstances, we'll be challenged in creative ways. It's almost like with Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will of the Wisps. You're always just running and platforming, but they're constantly giving you new ways to traverse the environments, so you don't always feel like you are traversing environments in the same way, and that's something that is ultimately important to the way Titanfall feels as well. I don't want to just be stomping around and squishing infantry constantly. I want things to be different. Ooh, look at that. So I shot out the gas canister and I set it on fire with my shield, and he stood in it for a couple of seconds, took crazy amounts of damage. The Scorch feels like it's very good. I'm just bad with it. Oh hey, we got some more guys. Alright, let's put that there. Baited him into the flames. Yeah, you don't like that, do you, buddy? Crap, I missed. Alright, the only thing that's kind of rough about Scorch is that his projectile... Oh, God. I keep pressing the wrong buttons, dude. I really keep pressing the wrong buttons, and I need to kind of fix that. So why don't I take a moment to actually figure out what each of the buttons do. That's my shield. That's my wave of fire. That's my canister. Okay. I'm still going to press the wrong buttons as soon as I get into combat, but at least I've made an attempt. Oh, and I need to pick up that battery. so I get some health back. There we go. Okay, so let's continue stomping around. But, you know, the funny thing is, although I... Ooh, hello. Oh, wait a minute. Smash! There we go. That ultimate ability is satisfying. I don't want to walk through my own flames because they do damage me, though not as much as they damage the enemy.
Go to help, Mike. Salvo core away.
Woo! Oh no. Okay, let's get out for a second, and then cloak. Maybe I can I jump on him? I can jump on him. Sup, buddy? Gimme. Oh, he's still up. Oh no, he's dead. Okay, BT got him. BT is basically a crispy French fry right now. He is done. But let's get back in him. I have a battery on my butt, and if this is anything like the multiplayer, it is gonna heal him. Okay. That was pretty cool. But even though I absolutely love being in the Titans, but the Titan gameplay may actually be the weakest part of Titanfall in terms of innovation and giving you new ways to engage with things.
Shortcut through the facility. Check your HUD for the control panel.
Check my HUD for the control. Okay, it's over there. Oh, I have to get out for that. But I did get a new weapon.
Trust me.
Alright, I trust you, buddy. But I did get a new loadout, the Brute. I have the Vortex Shield, I can VTOL hover, and I have the Flight Core. Unleash rockets at targets below. That sounds fun. Scorch seems a little bit more fun, but I'll try it out. Oh, look at it. Wow. Interesting. So ADS with the rocket changes it to a what seems like a single projectile, and this is 4 slower moving projectiles. Then we've got that vortex shield that we saw before. We have this missile pod that we also saw before, and I can VTOL. That stands for vertical takeoff and landing. All right, anyway, let's get out of BT and try to get over to the other side. And got stuck on the terrain a little bit.
We cannot proceed through this facility without the cargo lift. By marking your HUD with the location of the controls.
I was struggling a little bit. All right. What's this here? Oh, the EVA 8 auto. This honestly, this feels like it's the best gun in the campaign, but if I find something that I haven't used before, then I will pick it up and use it. But so far, the EVA 8 appears to be the only thing that they're really giving me. Oh, the Mozambique is a thing. Okay, I'm going to carry the EVA 8 and the Mozambique. This is a pistol that fires 3 superheated projectiles of some kind. And it looks like those guys were carrying flatlines with them. So I think I have to return to BT. Yes. Okay, so let's go do that. I'm coming. Oh, BT. No. How do I stop them? Alright, well, that's obviously not going to work.
Ash to Kappa 3. I have located a security breach. Loading dock 13. Over.
Roger. Kappa 3 en route. Out.
Pilot, I cannot free myself. Cooper.
But I will say this is a little bit awkward because now I feel super vulnerable because I'm not inside of BT anymore. I'm back to being a squishy pseudo Batman character. Oh boy. Here we go.
Pilot, I need assistance.
Looks like the automated security in this place has picked up a Titan. That's work for us.
Now, going back to my point before about the Titan combat being the weakest part of the game, I don't mean that it's bad, but I mean that it's probably the hardest thing for them to innovate on because of the size of the Titans. I think the wall running and the movement aspects of the game can be iterated on and innovated on because you can create fun puzzles, and right now it seems very clear that we are entering a pseudo puzzle environment or a platforming style environment. Whereas with BT, he's so big that how can you really make the Titan spaces do something different besides just running around and stomping on stuff?
This was supposed to be a shortcut, BT.
Perhaps Lastimosa was right. No plan survives first contact.
BT, how do I get to you?
You must follow the pipes to the lower levels. Warning, losing contact.
Yep, he lost the signal. He must be using the crappy cell phone carrier. That was a bad joke. I shouldn't have even bothered to say that. Anyway, it's harder to innovate on the Titan combat side of things because of the size of them. Whereas with the pilots, their maneuverability allows you to create interesting play spaces where you are constantly having to look around and see what are different ways I can traverse the environment. Okay, we got the Devotion here. This is a light machine gun, and it fires faster the longer you hold down the trigger, so we can tap fire it and use it almost like a DMR, or we can just hold it down and melt some boys. And it's got a scope that, I don't know if it's like a heat detection or outline or whatever you want to call it, but it is what it is.
And I bloody care. Destroy it. What about its pilot?
He is being dealt with. This facility was built to kill. I'm sure I can take advantage of that fact if I have to.
Ash, that place is not your bloody playground. I'm not paying you to be clever. Scuttle that place if you have to, eh? Let's go.
This place is built to kill. I'm pretty sure this is just a factory, so I don't know if it's actually built to kill anything.
There may be a common exit. I recommend you follow the flow of the platforms. Pilot, this facility is extremely dangerous. Watch for crushing hazards on the assembly line.
Okay, watch for crushing hazards. So yeah, we are in an. Is that a Titan? Oh, I thought there was a Titan. It's just a guy with a frickin' shield, and he got me. Okay. Oh my god. All right, this environment seems very, very precarious. I am getting absolutely destroyed by the enemies, and I don't like the Devotion all that much for the purposes of the campaign because it doesn't feel like it's hitting quite hard enough because of the way that it has to ramp up its fire. And this guy with the shield feels problematic, but that grenade that I threw on him, the fire star, seemed to make short work of him. Get out of here, you stupid little grunt. The grunts in a large enough quantity pose a problem. Okay, so BT was telling me earlier that I should follow the flow of the platforms, so I'm going to try my best to do that without getting yeah, I don't think that's the way to go. This seems like a horrible idea. All right, let's go this way. Haha. All right, let's just activate our cloak so we can get the lay of the land a little bit. Firestar. Yeah, I think the Mozambique is going to be all right for me because it is although it is a projectile, it'll allow me to move around and feel like I don't have to ADS in order to get my kills. Because a lot of times in Titanfall, ADSing makes me feel like I'm slowing myself down too much. So I just want to be able to move quickly and freely. Lay down. Like the ability to just freely move around without having to say, okay, stop ADS and find your targets, that feels really good. And the Mozambique allows me to do that. All right. Following the flow of the platforms. Where are they going? Okay, they're going this way. I'm really taking to heart what BT said. So I'll step on the next one. And we've got some kind of electronic future-based type music. Let's jump over here and then jump. Oh no! Okay. I made it. Woof! That was intense. Uh-oh. That's a turret. Oh, it's strong. It's strong. It's strong. I'm dying. I don't have my cloak. I feel so vulnerable. All right, we're good. Our health recovered. All right, we got to move and get out of here. We've entered a section of combat that is so intense that I'm not even going to bother trying to talk about anything with regards to the gameplay and the story or anything like that. It's all raw intensity and action right now. And that is a good thing. Let's get rid of the devotion in exchange for the flatline. This is a much more flexible feeling weapon. Uh-oh. Let's not get shot in the butt, though. Yeah. Oh, there's that guy with his shield again. Yeah, I can brute force my way through it. It's not some unkillable protection that he has, but it does drain a lot of my ammo. So why don't we go back up here and just pick up some more so we're maxed off and then continue moving forward. I think the flatline is going to be very useful for me, and then we'll continue following these platforms. It is actually really nice that the fact that BT said you should follow the platforms is what I'm actually supposed to do within the environment. So I don't have to constantly like, oh, let me bring up my HUD and see where to go. I actually just have to follow the environment and do what the game said to do. Okay, so the next one has arrived. And let's see what's going to happen here.
Pilot, I'm being taken through an area stocked with prefabricated structures. We are not far apart. Keep moving.
Gonna make it out of this, BT. Hang in there. I'm on my way.
Your confidence that we will reconnect is encouraging. This ability to stay positive is the mark of a good pilot.
I gotta be honest, I probably should have been looking forward to see what happens to the platform as it goes down the assembly line, because I don't know if I'm gonna get crushed while I'm standing on this. I don't think so. It seems okay. Now, from the lore, this factory is basically building houses for what I believe is called a boom town in the Titanfall universe, and it's kind of cool. And I did see one of the explodey boys. And those explodey boys are legit the bane of my existence. They feel like they have the most power to ruin my progress. All right, the platform is moving too fast for... All right. Yeah, I'm really having to push hard to find success here. I am being challenged. Oh my gosh, they threw a smoke grenade at me. And I found a new gun, and I said I wanted to try things. This is the Spitfire LMG. It is like the Devotion, but it feels a bit quicker because it doesn't have that ramp-up effect. I can just start shooting it. But it does lose a lot of accuracy if you're not ADSing. But it does probably have more range than the flatline because it is an LMG. Okay, let's get back on the ride and see where this is going. All right, what's gonna happen to the? It's getting picked up, but I don't know what's gonna happen to it. Please don't squish me. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna get squished. I'm just getting transported to another area. Maybe I'm supposed to jump off. Yeah, it loses a lot of accuracy when we jump. Punched him in the face, but that's okay. Now I want to go up here and kill these guys because I don't want to get shot in the butt. All right, I shouldn't have come to mess with him because he's obviously Mike Tyson strong, and I can't deal with that, so that's a problem. Something to note about the difficulty, though, is that in the same way that when I play Ori and the Blind Forest or Ori and the Will of the Wisp, that I like to feel a sense of vulnerability, I enjoy that sense of vulnerability in Titanfall as well, but I don't feel obligated to have the game at the maximum difficulty in order to feel that vulnerability. Because, like I mentioned early on in the first bit, in first-person shooters, when the difficulty is turned all the way to the bleeding edge maximum, enemies just kill you way too fast, and it feels almost too punishing to be enjoyable. It's a fun challenge to engage with, there's no doubt about that, but it gets to a point where that's just a masochistic challenge to engage yourself with, as opposed to, hey, let's have some fun with the story and experience something. So where are the platforms? And what's this? What do we got here? We got some electric smoke. I'll pick those up. The Firestar was very cool, but I don't want to keep using the same thing. And we have the G2. This is a DMR weapon. So where are the platforms going, and how do I get to them? Here we go. I think I found the spot where the platforms are continuing to move. I'm scared. I'm a little bit paranoid about jumping on them though, because I might get squished. But probably okay. No, I wasn't gonna get squished there. So listen, I ain't never been scared of nothing in my life. Let's go. Okay, it's just very gently and smoothly carrying me to the next area. Okay. You guys are not gonna get nothing because I'm invisible. Okay, I messed that up. That's what I get for trying to be cool. Oh, what? Those explodey boys seem very dangerous. Listen, if I worked for the IMC, I would petition against their use because that thing blew up right next to one of the soldiers as well. That just seems like an inefficient way to deal with problems. That's got to be a health hazard. They need to form some kind of a union because that's a problem. These are unsafe working conditions. There, enjoy the electric smoke, guys. You guys keep throwing them at me, I'll throw them at you. There we go. I feel like I have a pretty good loadout right now. I've got the DMR for when things get far, and the Mozambique for when I need to get up close in person and be a bit more mobile. Though I am running out of Mozambique ammo, and the game is not actually feeding me any right now. But the game does a great job of feeding me different weapons to play with. The way that all first-person... Not like this, dude. The way that all first-person shooters do when you're playing through them, they just give you different weapons to try, and sometimes they will give you the perfect weapon for a scenario. Like if you're in an encounter where the sight lines are longer, they'll give you a weapon that's suited for long-range engagements, or if you're going into a very small room, they'll give you a shotgun or something. And it'll just be conveniently placed by the door before you go into an encounter. It's like, oh, I guess I'm supposed to use this here. But Titanfall 2 is giving me a smattering of different weapons to play with. So I get to pick and choose what I want to use a bit, but there's certainly something that's going to feel more optimal. The Spitfire felt like probably the best option for here. Yeah, I'm doing all right, BT.
My luck, this place is gonna turn itself inside out.
Or upside down, considering the circumstances.
Was that a joke? I think BT just tried to make a joke. Oh, that's moving pretty fast.
I see you, pilot. I admire your perseverance. If only the IMC infantry were as dedicated. There is only one way out, pilot.
Well, that was intimidating.
Pilot, scans indicate the dome above is your best course of action to find an exit. I recommend getting there by any means necessary.
Now, another thing that I'll say about Titanfall is that I don't really have any attachment to the soundtrack, which is interesting. It is fitting, and the ambiance is nice, and it's setting the mood of me being in this creepy factory that's not directly trying to kill me, but it will kill me if I'm not careful. Ah! but none of the soundtracks feel so far particularly memorable. It just feels like the music is going through the motions, and that is slightly unfortunate. All right, where am I supposed to go here? Maybe I have to go back over here. So we're in a genuine puzzling section where I have to explore and figure out how to get out. I did get a checkpoint. Nearly fell to my death there. Yeah, this is definitely the way to go. My fear of falling is being pushed to its limits. There actually, for anybody that watches my Destiny content, there are some areas in Destiny that I legit don't like to go into because I have a fear of falling. If you recall the Whisper of the Worm mission, I have only done it maybe twice because it makes my stomach twist and turn, and it drives my fear of falling through the roof. And this level is doing that to me a little bit. Gosh, okay. Where are we going? Do I have to step on these things?
Step on to moving platform, pilot.
Thank you.
Well done, pilot. I will take it from here.
Okay. Alright. Now what? I feel like we gotta work on smoothing out these lines for the terrain. I mean, this factory is doing a great job, but we gotta make things look a little more polished. I mean, even Minecraft dirt looks a little bit better when you combine it together. This is some shoddy craftsmanship. Alright, so we've got our DMR, and we've got our Mozambique that is running low on ammo.
Dynamic simulation dome 314.
Okay, it's pitch black.
We shall see how impressive you truly are.
That's what she said. That is one of my favorite jokes of all time. I know it's stupid, and I know it's corny and immature, and I'm probably too old to find That's What She Said funny, but I find it hilarious. But I'll stop saying it. Maybe. Alright. So it looks like we've entered a battle arena. So this is going to be a pseudo boss fight, and I feel like I don't have the right tools for the job. I don't have many grenades, so hopefully I can get some more soon.
Arm up! Barely survived the last one. Get up and grab a gun! Look, pilot! Now the odds are in our favor.
The odds are in our favor? I don't know.
Aim sharp!
Scenario 127 load complete.
Let us begin. Deploying specters.
Wait, are they going to deploy over here? Oh, no, they're just going to get plopped all over the map. Okay. I'm just going to stay up here and DMR these guys. Yeah, I'll just chill up here. I feel like I'm cheesing the system a little bit. Just by being up high like this, and I'm using the little guys as bait. Oh, that's scary. Oh, I think it killed all the grunts. Oh, that's bad. Maybe, okay, there's got to be a better way for me to deal with that thing. Let me look around for another weapon. Maybe there's something inside the buildings. Aha. Hey, an EPG. That feels like it's more fitting to deal with a giant robot. Where'd he go? Ah, there he is. Let's just cloak so we can approach him carefully. Hey, you don't know where I am, do you? Alright, he backed away from the smoke. Uh-oh, the murder bots are back. Oh, nice. Oh, I think I feel like the explodey bots destroyed it for me. Oh, another Reaper. Is there more EPG ammo? Nope, unfortunately not. Alright, we'll throw out the smoke. I'm just gonna try and maneuver around to deal with these guys at this point. That feels like the right thing to do, but I do have to be very careful because enemies hurt. Crap. Oh. Alright, so far so good. Those exploders are very, very dangerous. Ugh, the radius. Oh, I ran out of shots. Okay, the radius on the EPG is not super great. So it's not a rocket launcher in the traditional sense. But we got to pick up a new gun. All right, I guess we got to go back to the DMR. I feel like I need something stronger to deal with that. But then again, oh, maybe if it just sits in my smoke, that'll be okay. It's not sitting in it anymore.
I admire your perseverance, but it's sad to end this. Kappa 1, eliminate the militia pilot. You are cleared to engage.
Opening the door. Squad, prepare for dome breach.
Oh, crap. Okay, I found another weapons cache. This one has an L-star and a devotion. All right, the devotion's probably going to be good at dealing with that. Hey, 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 hey. Whoa, that door was way too small for him to come through. All right, let's deal with these guys. I got some fire stars as well. Those are fun.
Still breathing. You?
Still operational, but unable to escape. I have detected an opening in the outer wall. You should get out of there while you can. Marking your HUD.
As I should have expected, the IMC infantry clearly lack your resolve. Perhaps I have no choice but to step in personally. Rare miscalculation on my part.
Okay, I think we made it out. I think this is the right way to go. Wow. That was good. That was a really nice section. We started off in the Titan, we got separated from the Titan, and then we had a platforming section and then an arena battle. So we had a good mixture of gameplay elements there. The Titan sections feeling still as if they are the least innovated on in terms of how unique they can feel, because being in a Titan feels to me like being in any other giant robot game, which is not a problem at all. It's done very well, but it's nothing spectacular. It's not a unique giant robot experience. But then when we transition to losing BT to the prize grabber and then going to these platforming elements, it feels like no other first-person shooter all of a sudden. And then when we step into the arena, I get like these pseudo Doom vibes because Doom is built on a lot of arena style combat, but it's nowhere near as dare I say refined as the arena style combat that you get in Doom, because Doom is built on that. It's just we're getting a little sprinkle of different elements going on, and it felt really nice. I did enjoy my time. I think the platforming bits were probably the strongest part of this section that I played through so far. And there we go. That's going to do it for part 2 of the Blue in the Face playthrough for Titanfall 2. So far, so good. The game is a lot of fun, and it's been nice revisiting something that I haven't played for almost 4 years. With all of that said, though, again, we are going to take a little break, but don't worry, we will be back very soon. So as always, if you enjoyed this video and you'd like to support the channel more than you already do just by watching, liking, subscribing, and commenting, you can head over to patreon.com/iBluairJgR to become a patron. As always, the name of the game is Titanfall 2. The name of the channel is iBluairJgR. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.